Bickham, there's never been anything like that. He's like super bad or super good. Bickham's kind of like just a ranked player who's very strong and can, when put on these warriors, have some nice performances. No Divios though. Got to be honest. Not yet.
Not many Divioses out there.
I'd say one.
There's one.
Aries going to be banned away for Game 2. That's a shot directly at Aror, and I'm expecting to see the very same bans.
So we're going to bring that Fenrir support back?
You know, I've talked to Aror, and he actually really loves it. The problem is he says that everyone knows how to beat it, right? So he only likes to bring it out every once in a while and really, like, when they need to have a big game, use it against players who aren't used to it. But Snoopy's had a lot of experience with and against Fenrir support, so he can read it pretty well.
Snoopy's had a lot of experience just playing Smite. He's one of the older.
Used to play for LoW, Lords of War.
The Lords of War. That's right. Oh my god.
You know, Snoopy was a terrible player until PAX Prime, and I told him that. He was like a butterfly, right? He's like he's like a caterpillar.
It's because of that interview where I played Snoopy. That's
I think so. I think you gave him.
I gave him the.
You gave him his heart, Bart.
Yes.
You gave.
He was the cowardly lion before I came.
Snoopy, yeah, Snoopy Man.
Yeah.
Snoop
Evan
Snoop Lion.
Snoopy Man Jones.
I'm pretty sure he like renamed himself to Snoop Lion once.
He did. He was Snoop Lion for a bit.
Janus going to be first picked, going to the Boosh once again.
They do not want to deal with that double global combination of the Janus Xbalanque. I mean, that was a snap Xbalanque pick. Janus we see this so often, right, where like teams are like moderately confident in their mid laner and just prioritize Janus above all things and just give it to him.
Janus is so good, especially when you're on point as a mid laner, where you can find those unstable vortexes and even just hit snipes that, realistically, that is a movement ability to get your team across the map, but sometimes you can just find snipes and turn team fights from that.
So let's take two of the tools that TSM used to beat them. A little cognitive here. Athena, locked in with the Janus here. Makes sense. But Bellona Xbalanque selected on the side of Cog. But you got to think, of the squad that they drafted, the two most replaceable parts of that are probably Xbalanque and Bellona.
Yeah.
You know, I think that maybe taking the Athena there, if you were trying to disrupt that composition, is a little bit better.
I think the Xbalanque ults, maybe not late game, but mid game, had a pretty big impact.
It did.
Because
You're right.
Most notably, it stops djpernicus in his tracks because he has that ultimate where it's very hard to hit Naja ultimate. And we actually saw him miss multiple times, and that just made it even harder for him.
Okay.
You know, I've seen Aror play this, but the last time I saw it, I believe it was, who was it against? It was against someone. He actually missed a significant amount of leaps. It's not the easiest ability to hit ever since it was nerfed, you know, two years ago. But
yeah, we saw it come out from Badja really, really effectively.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like Athena jungle for this game from TSM.
We could see it. DaGarz, I think he's played it once. I'm not saying.
I think the last time DaGarz played Athena focused, like whatever that item's called. That's not even purchased anymore. Focused Voidstone was in the game, I think, last time he played Athena jungle.
You know, he's played it before.
The Big Chicken, going to be banned out from TSM.
I love that ban.
Thor removed from Cognitive.
I love that ban.
You think they were
looking for the Guan Ra in their last two spots. I fully believe that they were looking for the Guan Ra in the last two spots. That's like their go-to, right? If they don't get the Guan Hell, that's their secondary. And like I said, right, Cog struggles to execute these or to play these high
TSM
execution compositions.
Still thinks the Guan is pending. Still thinks Sobek here. Right, I mean, they still think it's coming. And it probably was a little bit solidified with that early Bacchus pick with the anti-heal. It just makes you think that they're going to go into that healing composition potentially. Fenrir are going to be selected here. And what the heck kind of composition are we going to get? Probably the Sobek solo lane with the Fenrir jungle for DaGarz.
Ratatoskr. That's DJ's other go-to.
Yeah, the Rat. And we've seen him really come close to fully carrying games with Ratatoskr.
Yeah, honestly, at the COG Invitational, and even I believe the week before that, I don't recall who they played, but DJ has phenomenal games on Ratatoskr. A lot of players just truly underestimating the damage ever since his nerfs.
Like him and Frostyak.
Yeah, I mean, he builds this Golden Bow crit style with the Opal, and it just one-shots carries late game. If he can find his combo with the, throws out the flurry, blinks forward, and he allows all the acorns. If they can connect, he could do a lot of damage.
How many acorns is it?
8, I believe.
I think it's 12.
It's at least 8. It may be 12. It's a lot. Can we hover it, actually?
How many acorns is it? Show us. Show me the acorns. No, not that acorn.
Flurry of acorns.
The ability. How many acorns does it shoot out from Ratatoskr?
It does 12. You're right. I thought it was 8.
Video games.
Too good, Bart.
I've been doing this a long time, Kevin.
Same wards coming out for the most part from both teams. Team Solomid, though, they're going to be on the blue side this time.
Okay. Look at old Bickham back here.
Bickenbeck?
Bickenbeck.
Bickenbeck. That is a
You like
that
that?
is a
You like that,
name.
Kevin?
I love that one. We need to see Bickenbeck.
Mark of the Vanguard, though.
I mean, that's just really what you go
against Bellona that didn't go Bluestone Pendant. Doesn't matter.
He kind of expected it to go. I mean, this just allows Sobek's really about the base damage, not really the scaling early on. So it just makes him a little more tanky and harder to deal with, harder to lock down as well. Because djpernicus last game spent a lot of time over in that solo lane, and Bickham was able to survive most of it and really allow his team to rotate in. And once again, they have the Janus. So I mean, if DJ once again goes and tries to lock down Bickham, and that Vanguard just makes him a little bit tankier, you could see those huge rotations again. It could be just a repeat of game 1.
Good news for Cog is that Ratatoskr isn't really like a CC-dependent ganker, right? No. So like when somebody goes into lurking in the water, it's not like the Nausea where all of a sudden you can do 0 damage, right? He can still Flurry of Acorns dash, or dart, I guess, as it were. When's the last time we saw an Agni?
It's been some time. Best actually got first blooded at launch tournament.
I know we saw one earlier today.
You know, as with him, honestly,
but like, and NA Agni's been a while, I feel like.
It's played every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of just like you'll see it once or twice a week. I honestly, aggression over here, and Eonic taking a lot of poke, but Cabom, he wanted to get that dart off for the 20% bonus damage, but Eonic just a little bit too far back for that.
From the Rising Jaguar. One of the strangest looking abilities in gaming, I'd say.
It's very unique. It's actually really fun to play, too. Rising Jaguar, once again, CC immunity. Eonic holding his taunt for the most part, and you can see DaGarz already deep into the jungle, actually looping around to the duo lane here, but you can see Cognitive Gaming, Aror and Cabom, they're sitting under tower, so nothing going to come from it.
Yeah, and likewise in the mid lane, Ratatoskr and an old Best there from the Agni, playing it fairly safe, but they're going to get flanked a little bit here. Djpernicus is going to make his way back into the jungle.
Both gods are way too mobile.
Yeah, one quick flame dash from the Agni says bye-bye.
And Best, if he picks up his stun early, I mean, DaGarz damage is going to be not right.
Agni. Agni used to, for those of you that aren't been around Smite for a long time, that Agni dash used to have instant startup and instant CC immunity.
Yeah, so you were able to dash.
Still has instant startup.
Yes, you were able to dash Ares ults.
Oh yeah, no problem.
No one could stun you in the middle of it.
I mean, it was like seriously like 0 frame CC immune startup. A lot of abilities will like start and then get CC immune, like small,
Rising Jaguar.
Well, that one being pretty pronounced, but like even like something like Cavalry Charge, right? Like Guan Yu has to get on the horse before the CC immunity kicks in, and that's the same for a lot of abilities, right? Think about Bellona's ultimate, right? There's some frames where she's starting up the leap before she becomes CC immune, whereas that dash was like the second you clicked it, he was immune before he even started moving. So no longer the case. Agni a little bit more gankable these days.
Also used to have a 2-second stun, not a 1-second.
That was like the first week.
No, it was for a while. I remember the first nerfs that came to. I was playing it.
The first nerf was Noxious Fumes duration.
Okay, I didn't play then, but I played when Flame Wave got hit, and it was the stun on Noxious Fumes.
Noxious Fumes used to last 14 seconds. And the old Fire Giant pit, remember, had 1 entrance. So you'd buy Gem of Isolation and put down Noxious Fumes, and literally nobody could get in.
And then it'd be up by the time...
it would be back up by the time that it come off cooldown.
Actually, with cooldown, could you actually...
No, you couldn't have them out more than 1.
Okay. That'd be nasty.
No, but old Agni.
Garz taking a trip to the soul lane.
Old Meerkat.
Meerkat. Oh, he jumps early, and Garz could turn this. That was not a good play for Meerkat.
He's going right outside. Pop.
He jumped super early, especially with Garz ultimate still up.
Yeah, especially against the Fenrir, that early leap. You know, his best bet there was just to, like, pray that he somehow manages to, like, leap right as Ragnarok comes out, right? I mean, like, that was, like, his only chance of living, really.
Or at the very least, right, he can just hold it for a little bit longer until he hears because there's a little bit right, I guess the combo that could happen is if Garz had the stun, he could jump on him, stun him, and then Ragnarok him before he could react. But, I mean, you can hear the jump from Fenrir. He should have been able to ult away, but a little bit of mistiming coming out from Meerkat, and he falls for first blood.
But in response, Cog will go ahead and invade the left side here as the blue buff gets taken. They'll take away the purple. Snoopy thought about shooting an arrow through the wall there. He'll take the pot shot, and he'll hit it. Cabom. Janus goes for the underneath rotation.
They're just going to stop at the mid camps, though. You can see they recognize that they weren't able to close that gap in time, and they do lose the purple, but they grab both mid harpies and take control of that for the most part. So I'd say that's a win for TSM.
TSM, they're going to move forward and try to make a play here at the purple buff. It is fairly low. Last shot not going to be in time from Snoopy. It will still go the way of Cabom as he makes his way out of the lane to pick up the buff. Eonic wants to zone him for now, make him go the long way around, and it looks like they will be successful, at least for the moment, installing that out.
One thing I do like, actually, from Cabom picking up the Xbalanque is that, you know, we saw both hunters really not have an impact in the game until those Phoenix fights, the late game team fights at Golds, and this will actually allow Cabom to have an impact with his ultimate early on and maybe give Cog a big advantage, or a small advantage in these team fights.
bchm and Meerkat trading about 50% of their HP pools, just for funsies. But the pod advantage is still on the side of bchm here, so he'll get the better of that trade.
He's also going to be able to heal. I mean, both can heal up, but I'd say Sobek is much easier to go.
Would you say that, Kevin? Because it's way better.
I mean, it's.
I would agree with you if you said it.
It's way better.
It's way better.
It's an instant heal, and you can.
Bellona gets, what, 100 every 3 hits? Sobek's is, what, like 180?
And you can like knock Bellona back and
yeah.
make the passive fall off in time, probably.
Sickening Strike. Oh, the
60?
healing's all. Yeah, so
it's 180.
It was 180, I was right.
Plus 10%.
Hitting 3 times, too, so actually 30% scaling. Versus old Scourge.
Which he's not even leveling up, so the heal is
negligible.
Which actually surprises me, and Meerkat, he's in trouble.
He's going to learn his lesson about leaving this time, though.
He's holding it for as long as he can, and here's the rotation from the boosh, though, and Meerkat, he's likely to fall. Nice timing on the beads, though.
Ratatoskr is going to try to make it happen. Acorns come through, but away goes Fenrir. And look how low Pern gets. Bacchus rotates all the way over, as does Best.
That's over the wall.
That's a big
nice
meteor. He's going to find 2 at least with both of those. Boosh likely to fall here. No way he makes it away from this one with the Intoxicate debuff on him. Eonic, he may be a bit too tanky for them to actually secure. Djpernicus feeling himself a little bit. He's going to come back in and look to do some chip damage in this fight. However, they have left Xbalanque all alone in the long lane there. The long rotation, speaking of long, from Ram. Snoopy is going to think about coming all the way over to the right side lane to look to snipe some kills, but instead we'll go back and farm the mid.
We didn't really take note. Snoopy back on Rom, back in the dual lane after, you know, Snoopy wasn't even that bad. I mean, I wouldn't even say, he was very solid in the mid lane. And
Snoopy could have probably started for another team in the mid lane.
Oh, for sure. And I honestly, he's a player who I think after a couple months would be a top mid laner that, an uncontested top mid laner, very hard to argue. But, you know, TSM struggling, he's back into the hunter role, which I would say that he was the best hunter, I think, at the time of him leaving. I think after the summer finals, Snoopy was the best hunter.
Well, he's going to be tested here.
Smite.
Take a look at the left side lane. Rom in a bad angle with the Ratatoskr and Xbalanque.
Looks like they just want to steal away the
buff. They got the timer on his
stuff.
purple buff, but Snoopy still hasn't figured out that this is going down. And they may still try to make the play here.
Oh, wow. I'm really surprised that they're not electing to gank him, but they will actually run in. Snoopy, he's going to be surprised.
Why don't they want to fight him?
I guess they're a little bit worried about the global rotations from Janus, and now Snoopy actually going to dash
Snoop.
in one.
What a player. He's going to wait for the cripple to come through just so they can get the secured kill. And up he goes. You're not going to avoid that one.
Snoopy looking around, making sure no one else is rotating in. Hits the second shot, and
what a guy. That was a crazy good play.
Oh, DaGarz going into his ult, also trying to lock down Aror, but I believe did he use beads to get out of that? Yeah, so beads 1 coming up from Aror, making sure he can't be locked down by that Ragnarok anytime soon.
Not even an Agni bomb going to be used to try to steal away that buff. Okay, why not? Why not give it a shot? But Cognitive not about it. Best, we said early on, getting Best off to a good start is going to be a very, very important part of winning these games. And so far, it's been an average start, we'll say. Mediocre. Standard start. Boosh the same, however. So not falling behind here necessarily, but not really getting out ahead and making space for his team.
1,700 gold lead coming out for TSM, though. And a lot of that's also, or the big part of the lead for me is looking at the experience lead. And Snoopy 2 levels above Cabom. I mean, Cabom is literally, his job now is going to be ult from the lane and sit there and make sure Snoopy can't rotate.
Yeah.
That's his job right now, and it's going to be hard because Snoopy likely going to be putting a lot of pressure on him. You can actually see almost fully stacked on the Diva gloves, and you know, 8 minutes in, and Transcendence still not completed for Cabom.
It's a big, big power disparity. And getting larger by the minion kill, for what it's worth. Gold Fury going to be the real liability given how far behind Cabom has gotten. It's just going to be very hard for him to keep the lane pressure up so that he can even begin to contest that.
Gold Fury right now, currently warded by Cog for the most part, and only 1 sentry coming out. That's from the DaGarz. Can we actually, yeah, wards place. DaGarz putting a lot of vision across the map, and that does have to do with Fenrir mostly being about his base numbers. You can see he's completed the boots. He's going to finish the Jotuns and then likely start tanking up. That's what we see most Fenrirs do. And I mean, Brutalize, it just swings for so much that you really don't need that damage from other items, and you can invest more into vision.
Yeah, not a requirement there.
Also needs to ward for the Boosh. He's kind of got to
right.
He's got to put it up for 2 wards.
Well, the Boosh does have a ward placed, which is you know, his average generally 1.
I think he had, what was it, 20? He had like 30 wards in 20 games back at Season 1.
Yeah,
Maybe even less
generally
than
speaking,
30
he
wards.
wards the entire season about what a support will ward in a game.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's about the rule of thumb.
But I mean, hey, saw his game 1.
It worked.
He just wants damage. Let Boosh get damage online if he can make plays like that. Kind of a slow-paced game, and Aror, no beads for him, and this could spell the end. The beads were baited out earlier, and
he
you
got his
can already
intoxicate
see
off,
he's
though.
going to be forced out of here and likely to die. Yeah.
Up. But a ton of return damage comes out from Best there, cranking up his damage dealt numbers, getting DaGarz fairly low. But Seething Howl, he'll be able to heal up relatively well, but he doesn't have it skilled. So, boo-hoo. Sorry, DaGarz.
He still has Bumba's Mask, though. Going to be able to heal up off of camps if he wants, which that seems to be what he's looking for. You can see him going to the back camps. Meanwhile, the Boosh and Eonic, they're going to be taking the mids in response. And Team Solomid finding small picks here and there. It seems that both teams, most notably Cog is looking for the late game, and that's very clear. I think even looking at that the non-attempted gank on the left-hand side, I mean, they had a 2v1 against Snoopy.
That was really strange.
Even if they didn't kill him, they could have at least forced his ultimate.
Well, they could have forced the Athena ultimate.
They could have forced so much and then just disengaged and just gave themselves a 90-second window.
Instead, Snoopy just like walked next to him and then went for a rolling assault.
Yeah, I mean, Snoopy
Right
got scared.
second.
He's like, oh my god, they're here. And then he like went back and then they're running away. And he's like, oh, I bet you I could fight this.
Yeah, or maybe the call could have very well come from Eonic. It's like, just go my ult up, fight. Might as well. What's the worst that could happen?
And they were able to get a kill off of it. Team Solomid continuing to control these mid-harpies. Probably, I believe they've actually got most, if not all of them. And, you know, mid-harpies, while they're not worth as much anymore, it's still a small lead that you really don't want to give to your opponents, especially, you know, ramping up on 11, 12, 13-minute marks where Gold Furies start to become important and you're an item or an active behind.
TSM going to go ahead and start up the Gold Fury, forcing out a little bit of rotation from Cognitive Gaming. And it'll be Aror that's going to be taking the brunt of their aggression here, as he will go down to the Brutalize plus Sickening Strike combination as bchm rotates all the way over. Gold Fury now a very, very easy proposition here for TSM. Without that initiation, it's going to be a Meerkat ultimate or a Best ultimate that's going to start this one up. And Best, probably not going to be him. He's going to be forced to use something defensively here. Yeah, there's the defensive ultimates coming out. DaGarz is going to Ragnarok away.
Oh, he can't see the Best. He's actually just going to try and protect DaGarz there. Getting a nice snipe on djpernicus, though. The third swing, hitting for a lot, and that taunt could spell the end of him. Yeah, bchm going to pluck him back into the team. Is he going to be able to get up to the sky in time? No, Snoopy. Not only does he get him super low with his ultimate, but also the one to find the kill.
Well, away goes Best. And trying to make it out of that one in time was Boosh, but he got caught before he makes it through the wall.
bchm back, finding some nice plucks in this fight, forcing out the beads from Meerkat. You can see Aror, he died very early, coming back into this fight. Eonic just
great taunt there by Eonic to stop the Noxious Fumes from coming out. It was just the bomb, so no stun, no follow-up. And Eonic, his ultimate will be back up relatively shortly, so he'll defend this and then fall back and rotate back in, while Snoopy, it'll be the one to pop out for now. They'll rely on the Sobek to clear this out with the Athena for now.
Yeah, Meerkat's backing as well, and Cognitive Gaming, without Meerkat, definitely not going to be able to take this tower. Even with him, that's not a fight they want to look for.
One pluck could end it all. It's a pretty slow game here. The third item starting to come out. Still just that Transcendence for poor Cabom.
Cabom is so far behind.
Bacchus still waiting for his first offensive item. The Bellona has finished off the Heartward Amulet in addition to the boots, and it's the Spear of the Magus pen boots coming out for Agni. Chronos pen boots, and on his way to penetration is Janus. You got the Jotun's Wraths of the world are complete. DaGarz found himself in a bit of trouble, but he's dashing away fairly well. Oh!
Is he going to have jump up as well? Brutalize.
What a player!
The Aegis.
What a
DaGarz,
player! Oh my god.
He's able to stay alive. Boosh takes out djpernicus, and Aror dove super deep. You can see Team Solomid looking to collapse. Best having a nice stun, locking down the Boosh for now, but actually now he's going to get turned on instead, and the Boosh actually able to snipe him out with that unstable vortex, and once again, then they're going to just turn on Aror. bchm back not able to find the pluck, but Eonic was waiting for the jump over, and Aror, he's going to fall here. One at a time.
Man, honestly, Pernicus just got like Tyrannosaurus wrecked there.
That was such a good play.
That was disgusting.
Honestly, I
also like Boosh. I mean, that portal really saved him. I mean, the Brutalize away may have been enough, but
that was so good.
That was really good.
From both of them, like, you know, I'd say the Boosh and DaGarz, right? I've been watching them a lot recently, and I feel like their mechanics haven't been on point. I honestly feel like Season 1 Boosh and DaGarz were better than they are now.
Yeah. I don't think.
But like plays like that.
Well, according to the team, right? That can, in a big way, be maybe attributed. I'm sorry, to Divios, right? I mean, like, what they said was that he was basically bringing morale down. Long story short, was that for very similar reasons that Confrey got removed from Titan, right? Not to say that it's a direct causation there, but Divios leaves, Boosh comes back, right? Which may give you a little insight into why Boosh left the first time. But now we see DaGarz play Elevate as well. You know, maybe if there's something to that they really were suffering like morale hits based on just toxicity and comms.
I mean, a lot of it didn't seem like toxicity either from both. A lot of it seemed to be like
there's a culture fit issue
yes.
from what we saw, at least from the commentary side, seeing them at lands and stuff. It just wasn't. They weren't all on the same page. But
they weren't all hanging out with each other. They weren't all friends. I mean,
going off their official statement,
yes.
it was basically toxicity.
Yeah.
So, maybe just without that hindrance, it allows them to play a little free and have a little more fun with the game.
And I mean, it didn't show versus Elevate, but it's showing versus COG right now.
No, they look like wet garbage versus Elevate. And like we said it earlier, right? Like Elevate played up to TSM, and TSM played like Elevate.
Yeah.
Like they played like they were just not great. And Elevate came to play that day. TSM thought I think they had a free win there, and they just got
that
exposed.
might be it too, right? That might be it. We actually saw that in AFK versus Elevate game 2, where they got the same invade, and then AFK were just kind of like making a couple mistakes, and then they fixed it all and had a great game too. But sometimes you get a little bit cocky and you feel like you have free wins and your play starts to slip. Team Solomid, though, their play is not slipping right now. I mean,
no. Well, I think this
just
is
the execution.
If they lose this game too against COG, who's a like middle of the pack team, they really aren't in a good spot. Like their fans are going to start asking what the heck's going on, and they're probably like not feeling so great about themselves if that is the case. But now, if they're able to pick up this second win, they've responded. They maybe they lapsed 1 week, but they're able to kind of bring it back and get a high value win here because they need them. They don't want to go in as the 5th or 6th place seed. They really probably are wishing they could play for the 4th place spot. Snoopy trying to find that Xbalanque.
Oh man, he just guessed wrong
are
there.
Trill from Cabom.
Not enough time to get that 3rd shot off, and looks like Team Solomid though diving pretty deep into this jungle. You can see Gold Tier going to be spawning here in about 15 seconds, looking to force someone out or at least get a kill.
Did they see that? No, I don't think they saw that Sentry Ward being placed there, so TSM unable to counter it.
And no, Snoopy does have a Sentry. Snoopy actually coming out with 2 wards, and he is going to place one. And
he did find it. Okay, no, they did
Snoopy,
see it. Never mind.
Yep. Snoopy just waiting a little bit for it.
Well, Gold Fury going to be started up and is going to be forced here by TSM. COG looks like Aror does see it with the best, but the Fenrir and Athena in the choke is enough to hold them off for now. They're going to try to loop Meerkat around from the backside. Hasn't been spotted yet. Yes, it will be spotted by the ward. Porting in now to another ward is going to be your Sobek. Not for the lurking in the water just yet, just trying to disrupt the fight. Snoopy backpedaling, trying to keep good positioning. He's going to put some pot shots out onto Aror. The Brutalize plus the Sobek ultimate will be enough to clean up Bacchus for now. The shell's going to come out, and here comes
Cabom.
TSM. Snoopy, he's going to go through this portal. Whoop, and away he goes.
Just look at this protection coming out from Team Solomid. I mean,
got him.
DaGarz had played so many roles in this team fight, but djpernicus, he's going to come back. DaGarz might be in a little bit of trouble, but DJ, he's poked out. bchm, super low as well, going to pluck someone back, but he's actually stuck in the flames, and Cabom finds that kill, but 4 members of COG super low. DaGarz coming back in, going to be able to lock down Meerkat.
We're going to keep going, I think, with Threshold comes up.
The DJ's dash is down. DJ's dash is down. I don't know if they know that. Unstable Vortex finds both players. And Boosh picks up a quick double kill.
And old
Team
Snoopy
Solomid
just sitting back there, standing his spot, taking the Gold Fury. TSM comes rallying back in that fight. It looked like it was going to go Cognitive's way for just a moment there, but they overextended. Threshold catches them out. Xbalanque ultimate going to be used by Cabom here. Boosh, he's going to beads it.
He's just looking for the cooldown reset. DaGarz finds it. Aror coming back in. Gold Fury still not taken. Aror, it's going to be incredibly close.
Oh,
but
no.
I think
Don't do it, Aror.
No.
Okay, barely off. He'll try to get Eonic here, but the dash is going to be in time, and now Aror finds himself without any of his movement mechanics. Chain slowed, and quite dead. You can see him jumping there.
I think this is
the
over.
old frustration jump.
I don't know.
14-3, 18 minutes.
So Aror, 9,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience lead, but Aror actually bought Teleport 3 to get back to there. He bought Teleport 3 to go to the Tier 2 tower and try and contest it. Still doesn't manage it. That's a lot of gold down.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Had he gotten it, we would have been calling him a genius. Or at least, pretty good.
Yeah, that might, if he's able to seal it away, that might have saved COG a couple more minutes. And
yeah, it would have bought them time, right? Which is at a premium right now for them.
djpernicus.
Yo, late in the game Bluestone. The old value stone.
I mean, this is the build he typically goes. And then he goes straight into Golden Bow after this. And then I believe it's into Titan's Bane.
Does Golden Bow?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it works with Opal, I know.
Yes.
I was wondering if does it spread Bluestone?
I don't believe so.
Because it's not is it the
no, it's not
in-hand damage from Opal, right?
I don't believe so.
No, it's Opal Acorn Lightning Bolt count as in-hand damage, not as ability damage, so it wouldn't proc Bluestone.
No.
I believe.
Hopefully. Who knows?
Aurora, he's forced a leap, and he is going to be dead. The tower Tower not so dangerous to this very, very tanky and high-level TSM squad.
Oh, Cog are full committing.
Oh, Best trying to chase it down.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough here. Right-hand side. I like the full commit, though, coming out from Cog. I mean, at some point...
But it's such not a full commit from TSM, right? Look, it's a 3. Now a 2v4 here.
No, Team Solomid responded perfectly. Cabom's back at left-hand side.
Push.
Cabom's not going to be able to defend this.
No, Eonic can dash in at any time, forcing out Rising Jaguar. Oh, no, he got smacked, too, by a couple shots there from Snoopy.
Cog playing defense on both sides, though. Nice job from them. It looks like djpernicus is trying to back. He's level 14. DaGarz is 16 right now. And, you know, I like Cog going all in there because what so many teams do, right? It's okay to give up a tower or a Gold Fury once in a while. I have no problem with that, but too many teams allow it to happen repeatedly and just allow these teams like AFK, like TSM, like C9 to just grow their lead from 3,000 to 4,000 to 15,000, and then they try and fight at their Phoenixes, and then it's too far gone. I really love Cog trying to fight. Unfortunately, though, for them, Team Solomid responded perfectly, recognizing that they weren't going to be able to fight it, disengage, and you could see TheBoosh just barely getting out of that one. And
I think the thing I'm most impressed with here has been TSM's ability and real attention to controlling Pernicus in these team fights. He hasn't found a kill yet, which is really to the credit of TSM. That's that Sobek and Fenrir pick factoring in really, really heavily there.
And what we're seeing a lot is DaGarz is having multiple roles in the team fight. He'll zone with bchm at the start of it, and then he'll actually go to the back line and protect Snoopy. That's what we saw at the Gold Fury.
Right.
And they allowed bchm actually to zone out the carries in the back line.
They know where their bread is buttered. It's
protect Snoopy. And actually, Snoopy...
Snoopy's got an angle here. He'll get a few shots.
Oh, yeah, he's going to recognize it. His ult is up. If he can actually get some... Does he have any crit? No, not yet. But Cabom already under half, and Snoopy going to dive actually into the tower. He'll take to the sky.
Shoop.
I don't even think he needed to, and he just finds it. And that's going to be a tier 2 tower.
He'll avoid a tower shot at least that way. And he'll get the free tower here.
Just bchm back.
Aurora. Yeah, he's gotten plucked a few times. He'll try to leap in on a boosh.
Oh, the boosh.
Just too good.
His mechanics are so on point, and Aurora already forced out. Best doing a lot of damage. Actually found 3 bombs on 3 players, but Team Solomid, it looks like they're a little bit too far ahead.
Pernicus got clipped by the backside of that Unstable Vortex. That puts him out of the fight.
Meerkat
and
forced
Snoopy's
out
taking
well.
a Phoenix here.
I mean, yeah, you could see djpernicus, he's back, so he's going to be able to defend that. Teleport coming in from Meerkat, or excuse me, Aurora, I forgot. He was able to pick that up, but going straight in, stunning Eonic. They're just trying to survive. The Best and Meerkat, it seems like they're a little bit too low to fight this.
Remember, all 3 Agni bombs were used. I mean, that's just like, you see that and you're like, oh, he did a ton of damage, but also that means he does have very little damage output later on in this fight. Ratatoskr comes in, he's land right on top of the threshold, dashing away is Eonic. No damage confirmed just yet, and no kills confirmed just yet on the side of Cognitive. Unstable Vortex comes out again, doing a ton of damage. Boost gonna fall through the world. Brilliant play yet again by the mid laner from TSM. Athena ultimately used, doesn't matter. Unstable Vortex gonna find a kill before he does go down, and now it's a full-on retreat from bchm. He did enough damage with Tail Whip to Pern there. And Snoopy, in the meantime, continues to farm the left side of the map. He'll take the mid camps, probably go back for the Gold Fury as well.
2 for 1, and Team Solomid find 2 tier 2 towers. I mean, they've just expanded their gold lead once again. 13,500 in the lead, almost 18,000 experience. And for me right now, a lot of this game is off of bchm.
Snoopy's sitting on 2,800 gold. So Rage Blade, Rage is done.
That's a Rage.
Yeah.
You know, just standard things. Look at him waving. He also might even sell his Death Toll and look to pick up actives. That's old Snoopy would never do that. I don't know about new Snoopy, though. Yeah, new Snoopy says, I'm keeping Death Toll. It's more damage.
New Snoopy has Sprint too, so... You know,
slow immunity. That's all he wants.
Yeah, beads plus sprint 2 with the roll and the ultimate. Like, as long as it's not like 3, you're getting out pretty reliably.
It's really hard to lock down a Ram. It is, and we've seen it, right? DJ's dove him multiple times, but it's not only Snoopy's kit, but also Team Solomid's composition able to protect him so well.
Here come the crits again. The old Rage Blade.
And I mean, look at this build disparity.
Oh my god.
Look at this. Snoopy has 5 items. Cabom has 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just... Can we actually take a look at Snoopy here? Yeah. So he's swinging for 272.
170 in-hand power. The difference between in-hand power and physical power, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I know.
He's got 170 in-hand power.
I know.
272 physical power. Actually, it's the other way around.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Said his autos are swinging for like 2, and take a look.
The difference is that they have that players have base damage. That's why you see the difference. So he has 170 power from items, but the base damage from scaling with levels is 272 for his enhanced.
Yeah, okay, you threw me off though. I said it right, and I'm like, wait.
I apologize, Kevin.
Am I wrong? Thank you.
Stop trying.
Can we take a look at Cabom before the fight breaks out?
No. Okay, fine.
He's actually swinging for a lot as well. He has Transcendence.
Right.
But the attack speed is the big difference here. You can see Cabom 1.26, Snoopy likely near.
No, Snoopy at 1.9.
It's just so much
almost
more.
capped. He's capped with his attack speed sword, basically.
Team Solomid starting a Fire Giant, and DaGarz and Eonic once again. They're going to play zone control.
Zony baloney.
But a lot of damage onto Snoopy, and Aror jumps over thinking it's way lower than it actually is, and Aror already under half off of one jump.
Look at that, DaGarz. They thought DaGarz was going to get knocked up, and he aegis away the Fire Giant knockup, and they dumped a ton of spells into him. Pern is going to make it into this guy. Luckily, there are no crits coming out from Snoopy. He may try to re-engage here. Boosh's ultimate has been expended, remember.
Oh, he's looking for djpernicus, but he's not going to drop in time. bchm finds TheBest. DJ actually jumps into the fight, and Eonic trying to lock down targets. bchm back, though. He just hasn't missed a pluck all game, I don't think.
Pern got crit in the face there.
I honestly, like, bchm has at least hit 90% of those plucks.
Oh, yeah, he's been great.
I haven't seen him miss. I mean,
he's taking a shield to teleport as well now.
On point.
Oh, he's had that. He's had that for some time, actually.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I just saw the mouse over and I was like, oh, this must be new. But Snoopy to go ahead and start the Fire Giant. The rest of TSM going to follow suit here. Bellona. Meerkat's blinked in.
He's not going to be able to really kill anyone. Maybe he locks down Snoopy. At the very least, he's just trying to force them off for a little bit. But Team Solomid immediately turned their attention to Meerkat. And Meerkat, with no ultimate, is just going
Look
to
at DaGarz
die.
leaps right back in to prevent the Fire Giant from healing up too much.
Is this what's going to happen? Is Aror going to come in and force them off too? No, not in time.
I think they're going to stick to it this time. Yeah, they will indeed.
Aror jumps in, though, and they could look to kill him. They know everyone else is dead. TheBest is just spawned, so they have a small window to lock him down. And Aror, he's got beats too. It's going to be forced out, but the 370 crits from Snoopy going to take him out.
DaGarz got his mail renewal online as well, so healing right back up after that kill. Go to for old Fenrir. Yeah, the unstoppable force of Sobek now. He is mighty tanky.
He's got a lot of health. Actually, not even that much. I mean, it's all off of...
Just a ton of health and mitigation and base stats and.
Now just think. Next patch, 30%
Next
damage
patch when his abilities basically cost no mana, and he gets tons of protections out of his ultimate. Good luck ever killing Sobek.
3k health, and all he has right now is really Ethereal Staff and the start of that second offensive item. Because Voidstone and Breastplate,
a mystical, maybe
no
a
health on it. I'm assuming mystical. I mean, it could be Midgardian.
I would like, yeah, Midgardian or Hide.
Midgardian. It's going to be Midgardian.
Either's fine, really. Midgardian's probably the likely pick, but Hide is quite good here.
Both options.
Like, what do they do if he goes Hide Shield here? That's what I mean. That's what I would suggest, right? Seeing the weakening or the enfeebling curse coming out to slow down the attack speed. I would actually really like to see, yeah, the Hide in the enemy line into the Shield of the Underworld combination. Because then, really, what do they do?
I mean, Cabom just can't auto attack.
Did Boosh forget what year it is?
What did he buy?
Double book.
He's got Polynomicon?
The book and book.
I mean, he's just trying to lock people down, and beads are forced coming out from TheBest. Ragnarok timing is perfect to immune the stun. And
I know he's been playing for a long time, but like, it's not 2011, dude.
Hey, I mean, it's still...
Polynom was relevant in 2013, I guess. But it
does
does. Hey, look, there it is, the tower damage coming out. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Snoopy isn't enough, I guess, and a double taunt coming through. bchm finds once again another pluck, and Meerkat forced back into the tower. He's trying to dash away. djpernicus is doing a little bit of damage, but just it's not enough. It's so far behind, and the Boosh able to knock out Aror. That's 2 players dead, and I mean, there's really no one left to defend this Titan. This could just be game.
Pern gonna try to just clear out the wave a little bit. Bacchus leaps in, or sorry, that's Meerkat that leaps in. Cabom on the backside trying to do what he can. Pern, he's gonna control to death. It looks like, yes, he will indeed. Tossed through the threshold. Very, very frustrating, I'm sure. The Snoopy snipes take Cabom down to 50% HP. Rolling Assault not going to hit, but this game is all over but the Fat Lady. Titan falling rapidly. 6k remaining in its HP pool, and TSM will successfully 2-0 Cognitive Gaming here. Our final game in week number 7. Congratulations to them on this recovery from taking a really tough loss to a team that, well, if they could play like this, really shouldn't have lost to.
Yeah, Team Solomid looked super clean, and Cognitive Gaming, I feel like once again, I think they're so reliant on this picks and bans phase that if they don't get the composition that really excels, it's just that Guan Yu with a very late game healer based in the mid, the Raws or the Hells, and we saw them. They were able to take out AFK with it, but they're just a one-trick pony, I feel.
Here was your first blood. That early leap baited out from the Bellona into the ultimate combination from Ragnarok, Athena, and Sobek. Successful. And your play of the game, this game, after taking a hiatus from Smite, comes back, and in his second set is player of the game. It's Boosh.
I mean,
Janus.
He's just, his mechanics were on point.
His plays this game, his mechanical plays this game were really, really phenomenal. I mean, just look at that. Like, unstable vortex, dodging the stun. The portal there. I mean, this play is like maybe the hottest play that we've seen all year.
And it's like
that was crazy.
It's perfect combination from the Boosh and DaGarz on that one.
Everything had to be exactly what it was there for DaGarz to live, and he does.
And then he ports in, and they're able to take all the beds. This is where they killed like 3 players one at a time, and then Aror, he's going to jump over the wall, but Eonic's waiting for him.
Yeah, I love this play. And then Boosh is going to port on through, Unstable Vortex to seal the deal, and pop.
See, this is Team Solomid. This is the TSM that we have expected to see coming off of the summer finals, and Cognitive Gaming really at no point in either game stood a chance.
This one really hurts.
Where he hits both players.
Yeah. Another double kill coming out for Boosh. A few double kills that game.
Multiple. How many? I didn't even notice. How many kills did he have at the end of it?
11 probably.
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember either, but
it was a good amount.
Enough. Double digits for sure. So shout out to TheBoosh. Congratulations to TSM as well for taking out Cognitive, and Cognitive unable to really improve their position this time around.
Yeah, and we do have an interview coming up here. I'm not exactly sure who's on the line for us, but
well, they kept on saying Incon, but it's definitely not Incon.
Yeah, they said Incon like 4 times, and I'm just like, who could this be? Who could this be?
So we do have bchm, however. bchm, are you there, my friend?
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
How are you doing?
Hey man, how are you? So what did you draw
good.
the short straw? How did you, as the newest member of TSM, get sent to the interview?
Well, they pretty much just wanted somebody new to give like a fresh take on everything.
Yeah, right. So
and,
Eonic and DaGarz are lazy.
Yeah,
Boosh is already playing another game.
Yeah, he's playing League of Legends probably right now. I don't know.
Well, congratulations on your win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I guess we'll get right into it. How has it felt coming into this team, replacing Divios? And I know you had, talk to us. What happened versus Elevate, more importantly, right? Because that was just not a Team Solomid performance.
Yeah, versus Elevate, I don't know. A lot of people think that Elevate isn't very good, but obviously we could have played better. But Elevate really just showed up to play and just trying to get it everybody back into the swing of things with the new roles. Elevate kind of just showed that they can really play really well under pressure, and with everyone getting in the new roles, it was kind of like it was just like not a very good performance by us in general.
Yeah, they played up, and it seemed you guys played down a little bit there.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to ask you, bchm, you've been around the scene a little bit here. We've seen you show up on a few teams between the Challengers Cup and the Pro League. Usually, generally speaking, middle of the pack or bottom of the pack teams from the Pro League and top of the pack teams from the Challengers Cup. What are some of the main differences and just things that you've noticed that are very different about jumping onto a very established squad like TSM versus trying to play with a more pickup style of some of the younger players?
One thing I've noticed is the comms are a lot more calm compared to a lot of the unestablished teams. Like everybody kind of knows what they're doing, and with the unestablished teams, it's kind of a bit more hectic because if you're in a losing spot or whatever, it's kind of hard to keep your composure. Mm-hmm. And even when we're down, when I'm on TSM, everybody is still keeps their cool and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. I do have a question more specific to the game. Did you miss a single pluck in game 2? Because I didn't see a single one missed. I honestly didn't.
I actually don't think I did.
I don't think you did.
I think it was 100%. I didn't see a single missed pluck. That might be the highest Sobek pluck rate in Smite.
Thank you.
Jeff Hindla has a record to break now.
Yeah. So going into that first game, you get picked right away. And it looked like it was gonna be a really tough lane. Was that kind of oh no, here we go again, or what were your thoughts going in there? Because you recovered actually really nicely. You ended up 2-9 at about right at the mid game. So talk a little bit about that experience and the recovery in the game 1.
Okay, well, on the first wave, I got ganked by DJ, which poked me out, and Meerkat was able to get a lot of lane pressure in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not as experienced a solo laner as him. So I didn't really know as well how to come back from that. And DJ just kept ganking me over and over. I think it was I got ganked 4 times in the course of that game. And we just had Athena and Janus ult, which would be able to clean up, and that allowed us to kind of spiral out of control towards the mid game when it came to DaGarz just being so ahead and he could just carry the entire game.
Kind of
often the case.
Yeah,
for TSM.
that's kind of what we saw coming out.
Well, bchm, thanks so much for joining us here today. You can find him at TSM bchm on Twitter and CHMumu, I guess. CHMumu on Twitch.
Wait, what?
Please
get a new Twitch.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have a lot of followers, but you should definitely switch that up.
Any call-outs or shout-outs before we let you go? Yes.
Did Eric kick him?
Silence.
All right, he's back. He's back.
All right, bchm, give it to us. Shout-outs or call-outs before you go.
Just shout out to all TSM people who have helped me out along the way. I've try to get onto a good team for a while, and I think this is a really good thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, congratulations on your victory this week, guys, and congratulations to all of you viewers for making it through another lovely week of Smite Pro League. That's week 7 down, on to week 8, guys. And remember, as we move into next week, if you want your chance to earn some hot cash, you can earn real money playing fantasy esports on Alpha Draft Daily Fantasy. Each day, choose new players out of your budget. And if you're the smartest, you are also the wealthiest.
Yeah, and likely to pick up. You're picking up AFK and Epsilon members, for the most part.
Yes.
Or games that you think are
them.
going to be one-sided. Pretty Prime actually having a 55-point performance and a loss today, so sometimes there's some switch-ups that you can look for.
SWC tickets also coming on sale, guys. SWC.SmiteGame.com. Maybe you can make some money off of Alpha Draft to buy your SWC ticket. And come join us here in Atlanta in January. 10 teams, 5 regions, $1 million on the line.
I think mostly it's about, getting enough money to buy the plane ticket or the drive ticket in the hotel, right? If you can afford the plane ticket or to drive and get a hotel, you can afford the ticket.
Yeah, you can
I think
afford
it's not that much.
$25 a day or whatever for the ticket.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the standings now as we are complete through 7 weeks. Just a couple more weeks of play to go before we move into the Super Regionals and Worlds qualifier periods. Here is North America. AFK Gaming rising above the rest at 18-2.
It's going to be hard. It's near impossible to
AFK's
stop
locked.
AFK.
No, AFK's locked.
They're
Point,
not locked.
right? Sure
no,
they
no.
are. They lose every game.
Epsilon.
They're not locked at number 1, but they're locked for land.
Oh, they're locked for land for sure. Epsilon honestly can lock themselves next week for first seed with like 3 weeks remaining, which is kind of disgusting. But yeah, Cognitive Gaming taking a lot of losses recently. I mean, they were able to scrape out a win against AFK and then kind of throw a second one, but they lose to Eager and then losing to Team Solomid here. Well, TSM they're going to need to find some wins.
Moving up to 500 with those 2 wins over a team that was just above them, improved their position up to 4. And this is where they want to stay. Maybe they can overtake Cloud9. We'll see on that one. Let's pop on over to Europe. We'll take a look at the European standings as well after today's games, as Week 7 has been completed, and talk a little about these as we move into Week 8. And here they are, Epsilon 19-1. Today we saw Paradigm play, pick up some wins. Titan goes 1-1, putting them basically on par with TSM, which is a pretty good kind of measuring point. I'd say those teams are about on par. Both of them some roster shakeups. Both of them maybe not having the season they expected.
They really need these last couple weeks to solidify their rosters and get kind of their newer players up to speed, Brotas and Bickham, respectively.
Dignitas and LDNC down there, and that right on the bubble there to make
Dignitas really a big surprise. Their rise. They had much like Elevate. They kind of had a little bit of a reality check losing to Epsilon earlier in the week, but definitely looking strong as a team that can compete. And at LAN, honestly, anything goes. So if they can solidify 6th seed or even 5th or 4th, if they can move up with Titan and LC moving down, I mean. They could shake some things up.
Some games, but we'll see if they're able to keep together, guys. That does do it for week number 7 here from the broadcast. I have been Peckies. That's also Peckies, and you all at home are Peckies as well.
I'm Polar Bear Mike.
Thank you all very much for joining us, all of you lovely Peckies from home. We'll see you next time here from the Smite Pro League.
Bring us down, but we know we're much too proud.